You know, in the world of cybersecurity, there's a revolution happening right now. The weapons, the shields, this entire digital war, it's all being supercharged by artificial intelligence. And that's created a brand new, totally unpredictable battlefield. So today, let's unpack this double-edged sword.
When you think of a cybercriminal, I bet this is kind of the image that pops into your head, right? A shadowy figure in a hoodie hunched over a keyboard. And for decades, yeah, that was pretty much the face of the threat. But that is changing, and it's changing fast. The next adversary we face, it might not even be human. It could be a powerful algorithm.
Okay, so before we even bring AI into this whole conversation, let's get our bearings. Let's talk about the battlefield itself. What are we actually trying to protect in our digital world? What are the stakes? Getting this foundation is absolutely crucial because it's the only way to really understand how much of a game changer AI truly is.
At its heart, cybersecurity is all about defense. Simple as that. It's the whole practice of protecting everything in our digital lives. I mean, everything from your personal laptop to the gigantic networks that run our entire global economy. It's about keeping our stuff safe from people who want to mess with it.
Now that huge goal, it can really be broken down into 3 core ideas. They call it the CIA Triad. First, you've got confidentiality, which is basically about keeping secrets secret. Then there's integrity, which is making sure your data is what it's supposed to be, that it hasn't been tampered with. And finally, availability. That just means your data is there when you need it. Pretty much every single cyber attack is trying to break one of these 3 things.
And believe me, it really is a battlefield out there. The threats are constantly changing because attackers are always cooking up new ways to break through our defenses. For the folks on defense, standing still just isn't an option.
Let's take a classic and really nasty example, ransomware. This is malware that sneaks into your system, locks up all your important files with encryption, and then, you guessed it, demands a ransom to get them back. It's basically digital kidnapping, a direct hit on the availability of your data.
And here's another common attack on availability: the DDoS, or Distributed Denial of Service attack. So instead of locking your data, a DDoS attack just floods a website or a service with a tidal wave of junk traffic until it completely shuts down. Imagine 1,000 cars deliberately creating a traffic jam to block the entrance to one single store. That's a DDoS attack in a nutshell. So, you've got this constant war between attackers and defenders, and right into the middle of it, a powerful new player just entered the arena, the Large Language Model, or LLM. And trust me, it's about to change the rules of the game for everybody.
Before we get too technical, here's a really great way to think about it. An LLM is kind of like a Swiss Army knife, but for language. It has all these different tools for different jobs, right? It can write, it can summarize, it can translate, it can answer questions, it can even write computer code. It is incredibly versatile.
So, what is it, formally? Well, an LLM is a type of AI that's been trained on a truly massive amount of text from all over the internet. All that training allows it to see patterns, context, and nuance in language, which is what gives it that incredible versatility we were just talking about. And the pace of this stuff is just staggering. I mean, think about it. In 2018, models like BERT came along and totally changed how AI understands context. Just 2 years after that, GPT-3 showed up with this mind-blowing generative power. And by 2024, tools like ChatGPT were everywhere. They became mainstream. Now they can even understand images and audio. We've seen this monumental leap in just a handful of years, and that is why this conversation is so urgent right now.
So, we have this powerful new tool. The first question that pops into every cybersecurity expert's head is, how are the bad guys going to use it? And the first, most obvious answer is as a weapon. This is that first sharp edge of the sword.
And attackers are already all over it. They can use LLMs to create perfectly written, totally convincing phishing emails at a massive scale. They can get AI to help them understand and exploit software vulnerabilities, or even disguise malicious code so it's harder to detect. They can even trick other AI systems into leaking sensitive data. It's a huge force multiplier for cybercriminals.
But that's only half the story. Remember, this is a double-edged sword. So for every way this technology can be used to attack, you can bet there are brilliant people figuring out how to use it to defend. This is the other edge of the sword. AI as our digital shield.
See, the defenders get a force multiplier too. An LLM can sift through mountains of data to spot threats way faster than any human ever could. It can take these super complex security logs and summarize them in seconds. It can help identify brand new types of malware and even help developers write more secure code from the very beginning.
So this all sets up a new kind of arms race, right? AI versus AI.
But there's one last twist to this story. These LLMs, they aren't just the weapons or the shields anymore. They've become a part of the battlefield itself. And this new terrain has its own unique weaknesses.
And these are brand new kinds of threats. Attackers can use something called prompt injection to basically trick an AI into bypassing its own safety rules. They can try to poison the data it was trained on, to corrupt the model from the inside. They can even try to straight up steal the AI model itself. And then you have the really weird problem of hallucinations, where the AI just confidently makes things up, creating a whole new kind of digital chaos. Which leaves us with this final, really critical question. The AI revolution is here. It is reshaping cybersecurity in real time. But as this technology gets more and more powerful, are we actually making our digital world safer? Or are we just building bigger, better ladders for both sides of the wall? That is the unsettled frontier that we are all facing right now.